Power Automate lets users, app makers to create automated workflows between your applications and the services. Applications like Excel, Microsoft Office, and etc. So it helps you to automate repetitive tasks that your business process doing, like like for communication, for data collection, for decision approvals. So to stop wasting that time and to don't waste time in those unproductive things, you can create Power Automate. So that way you spending times, hours of time spending drafting a mail, or getting an approval from site manager, from sales manager. So Power Automate will help you to eliminate all those mundane tasks, and you can monitor them on a timely basis. But it's a uh, automation that required no human intervention. So once you have developed a automation, it will keep working smoothly until you stop them, and until there is any challenge or any issue happen in your environment. Also, Power Automate lets you to create workflows that will enterprise grade workflows to automate your business processes, so that your users will not face any issue. You can define business process flows. We will discuss them in the later section of the module. What can you do with Power Automate? So you can use Power Automate to automate workflows between your favorite applications and services, sync files, get notification, collect data, and much more. So these are the some of the features that are available. Instantly respond to high priority notification email, capture, track, and follow up with the new sales lead. Copy all mail attachments to your OneDrive for business account. Collect data about your business and share your information with your team. Automate approval workflow. So these kind of things can be automated using the Power Automate. Okay, let me just show you the interface of Power Automate. So guys, this is the link flow.microsoft.com, but soon this link be changed with make.powerautomate.com. So Microsoft is updating this link from flow.powerautomate.com, and all the queries will move from flow.microsoft.com URL to automate dot make.powerautomate.com. Okay, so if you see my screen, so this is the home page we have for the Power Automate. On the left hand side, you can see details about this module, this tool, action items, approval, business flows, my flows. You can create flows and templates. You can create flows from template, and connectors. You can use connectors, tables, connections, customer connections, gateways, monitor, cloud flow activity, desktop flow runs, machine, AI builder, process advisor, solution, and so on. So these are the some of the features that are available for you in Power Automate. Okay. Any question in this one? So guys, again, this is linked with our Microsoft DataWorks and Power App basically. So all the environments that you are part of would appear here, and all the flows, all the changes you are making in this Power Automate flow would reflect in your Microsoft DataWorks. So if I create any flow, that will automatically reflect in my Microsoft DataWorks. under my environment in which that flow has been created. Okay, so these are the action items where you manage approvals and business process flows. My flows where you flow reside, create where you start a new flow, template template where you can look at popular templates and use those templates in uh, get a kickstart for creating a flow. Connectors we have discussed. So you have different types of connectors available that can be connected with your flow, and data where you can access table connections, custom connectors and gateways. Solution where you can manage your solution. Okay, so we have on my screen, you can see this one example of approval flow. So in this, we have this Power Apps, and that Power Apps is connected with our Office 365 account. So it will get the user manager name, and after getting the manager name, we have this approve or reject option. That is basically a step that is automated step that can be modified based on your requirement, and you can provide assign to mail from which mail that has been assigned, and based on that condition you can see your manager will either approve it or reject it. So we have using this condition ask manager for approval, and outcome is equal to approve. So if the outcome is approved, then we have two conditions again, yes or no. So if outcome is yes, condition is greater than 10,000, ask for VP. So if it's a purchase order request, purchase order approval. So if your purchase order value is greater than 10,000 rupees, so we have added another condition within our approval flow. So if it is greater than 10,000, it will again go for a VP's approval. So next in line would be approving it. If he approves it, then email approved. Otherwise, email not approved and terminated. So this is how you can build a flow that is automated flow that is coming from your Power Apps get managers detail, and after getting you send a mail to a assigned mail. We will discuss this. I'll show you. And these are the types of automate flows, types of Power Automate flow. Event driven flows. So event driven flows again, like when you have there is a if you are using an Excel file that is hosted on SharePoint, OneDrive or any other uh, data source. So if there any change in that Excel file or in that table, so that will trigger based on your condition. So flow build of a trigger to execute one or more action. Another flow can be if there is a mail arrive in your inbox, if a mail arrive from a particular user or if a mail arrive with a particular subject, so that can be automated using the automate flow. Second, we have business process flow. So business process flow will help the users to understand the process and the underlying steps to complete a process. So it will help them to navigate from one stage to another, and after navigating that will give you a better output. Third one, we have UI flows, RPA flows. So what RPA flows does it when you don't have this connection, when you can't create connection between your application to your Power Automate. So like if you have a OneDrive, you have a SharePoint, if you have a SQL Server, you can connect that with your Power Automate. But if you have any legacy application that are being used in your application for like invoice creation or in-house application for PO creation, invoice creation, any application that you are using in your on-premises environment, and due to policies or due to any other challenges, you cannot uh, connect that application to Power Automate. So there cannot be a flow connection connector created between that application and the Power Automate. So in that case, this RPA process comes. So what this RPA process does, it creates a step-by-step recording of the application of the business process, and it will help you to automate that task within your application. So instead, so if you are creating, if you are a part of a data entry team, and what you do is you just create invoices based on an Excel report. So what you will do is you will just fill those forms based on the input from the Excel file. So what RPA would do is it would record those steps one by one, and it will take where you are filling that steps. And after filling that step, it will create that flow, that flow will be created, and users will be not required to perform that unproductive task. They can work on other tasks, or that will eliminate user human intervention in that flow. Any question in this one, guys?
Listen, can you please further elaborate the business process flow with the real-time example?
Yeah, sure. I can show you right away, but we have a complete module for this one. But since you have asked, let me just show you. Okay, so let's go to my this is the app. Okay, so I have created this app. Okay, so this is basically an assessment app in which we have some assessments, and so this is for demo. We have some dashboards, performance dashboard, and we have administration about the users who are going to use this app. Okay, so in my assessment app, I have two things. One is knowledge assessment, what kind of assessment we have, and knowledge assessment test results. So what is the result for all those assessment? If I go on knowledge assessment, and since I have developed this app, I know in and out of this app, how this app works, what are the mandatory fields, and what should be required to create an assessment. But as a layman, if I have to hand over it to the people, the business users who are going to create assessment in the team, like HR team or finance team, so what they will do is they will need some guidance for creating new assessment. So what you can do is you just click on new assessment. Okay, so they will just create one assessment. I have make this field, so this is form, this is very easy. So once I create this assessment test, so can you see this orange icons, assessment process, active for less than 1 minute, knowledge assessment. So this is my business process flow. Currently, I am on this page. This is knowledge assessment less than 1 minute. So if I click on it, it will ask me details, passing score, what would be my passing scores, and what would be my total point. This is not mandatory. This one is mandatory. Okay, so I'll just make it no, finish. So this is my small business process flow in which I have only one step, but you can create multiple steps in your process or in your business process or in your application. I will tell you how, I will guide you how to create a business process flow in the later section of the module. But this is how you can create steps. So if you are working in a sales team and you're working on opportunities like create opportunity, qualify steps, so that will require different steps. So I'll tell you, but let's complete topics one by one. Okay, is it fine?
Hassan, what's the trigger point for that flow? How you showing one?
Sorry for what?
How to start the process after create that flow?
Okay, so if you see on my screen, this is the step. On the screen, you can see there is this assessment process, and it will telling me that it will take less than 1 minute. Okay, so if I go again, if I click on new, if I click here, nothing will show up here. Okay, if I am currently on this point only. This is not completed yet. Okay, so if I provide 200, if I provide this, nothing will come up. Next step is missing. That means I have missed something. What I missed, I didn't even create this title. I have not saved this flow. Still it's missing because this flow will start once you create that assessment. Once you create this assessment, then only you would be able to move from this stage to another stage. So if you see, there is this finish icon, but if you are using it for a multiple steps, it will guide you to the next step. Okay, let me just show you. Let's just create a flow.
Hi, Kavaja.
Yeah.
Kavaja, I'm building a apps for our company, but I have issue with when an item is created, I can use one or many update items for process, but I use when an item or file is modified options. I cannot use many update items for flow because happened loop back with my process Kavaja. I use several conditions to um, create the flow and in the bypass this issue. But when I create when an item or file is modify options, there is a limitation in closed Kavaja. What is the issue, Kavaja?
Can you show me your problem statement is not clear?
Yeah, I show you. This is my when an item create flow Kavaja. I can use
screen
one
is
or
not,
more.
Achara, your screen is not visible.
Now you can see.
No, can anybody see his screen?
Yes, Hassan.
Yes,
I can see.
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
but I am not able to see his screen.
I think because of distances.
Correct. Can you elaborate me more? What is the challenge? Because maybe I could guide you without seeing your screen. So you have a flow in which you are modifying the values of your table.
Yeah, when I select when an item is created, it is okay. I can use many update items, initial variables for my flow. But when I use uh, modified options in flow, I cannot use uh, many update items because of the loop back happen loop back Kavaja.
Okay.
Can you
But
see my screen?
I cannot see your screen. That's the problem. No worries.
Yeah.
We can We can discuss it from the lab. If you can share that flow with me in some way, but since it's your, if you have created in your organization or you have created outside the organization.
I created for my organization, Kavaja,
Okay, so
not for outside the organization.
correct, correct. So you won't be able to share that flow with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I need to check it. I would need to check it. Maybe some of the examples that are we covering in the lab that will guide you to,
Okay.
okay, that will guide you to, complete that process. Maybe something you are missing from that flow. Okay, so let's come back to the process. So you were asking me about a business process flow, right? Uh, okay, so if I go in my flows, let me just select. Yeah, business process flow. Okay, so I have created this flow. So you see currently there is only one step in which we are asking for data step, passing score, total points, notify manager, create question. Okay, but if I want to add more steps in this one, what I can do is uh, I have to first deactivate this flow. If without deactivating, you won't be able to modify any business process flow. Wait. Okay, so I have only one step right now. So let me just add one more stage in this application, in this step. Okay, and in this step, I will provide some data point. So approval status or difficulty, I can provide anything here. Or notify man, all the columns that are available in my table would reflect here. Okay, so I'll just put title just for an example, data field title that is required. So once that is filled, then only it will move from this stage to next stage, and sequence 1. I'll just save it. Okay, so once I save it and if I go back to my application, there will be another step that will show up after this knowledge assessment, and I have to follow that to complete my business process. Okay, so these are the three types of flow that can be created. Cloud flows, second one is business process flow, and third one is desktop flows, which are based on RPA. Trigger and action. So every flow has two main points. One is trigger, that is that helped your flow to start, where like when a new email has been created, or when a item has been modified, or whether a row has been added in the table, or any kind of trigger you can create within your flow. And another one is action. So what will happen? So what you want to happen when a trigger is invoked? So if a line has been created in your Excel sheet, what should be the action? How you want that flow to work? Okay, so like creating a file on OneDrive for business or anything. So it's up to you how you want to use trigger and action within your flow. Okay, building a flow. So again, this is very good topic for us. Let's just start building one flow. Uh, let's go to flows and let's create a new. Okay. Okay, I'm just giving this flow a name, demo. Okay, so like an example, when a new email address sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm in a business process flow. I need to create a cloud flow. Email arrives. So you have plenty of options that will trigger your flow. So these are the triggers that can be used when a new response is submitted, when an item is created, or modified, when a file is created in a folder, when a file is created, when a task is assigned to me in Planner, when a new email arrives, Gmail, when a build completes. So you once you start working on flow, you guys please explore all these options, and you can develop your flow from selecting any of the option available. If you don't want to select anything from here, you can just skip it, and you can see all the options are available here for you as well. So I'll start email arrives. When a new email arrives, so outlook.com or Office 365 Outlook. So you have to select which platform you want to use, and in this you have to select connection not found, invalid connection. Okay guys, there's some issue with my access. Let's just close it. Hi guys, I am facing some issue with my access. Okay, let's just do one thing. Let's create a user. So guys, do you know how to create user in Admin Center? Okay. So so this is the page as an Office 365 admin, Microsoft 365 admin center, in which you have users, active users. So all your organizations user would show here. All the groups, all the department that you have created would show here. So let's just create a user. You can see all the active users here. So all the users I have created would appear here. Let me just see what is the problem with my access. So when you click here, you can see all the licenses and apps assigned to me. Okay. Let's just create a user. So you have to provide him access to the different applications, Exchange admin, Teams admin, user administrators, all those things you need to provide him. Power Platform administration should be selected. Okay. My user has been created. Now let's start creating a flow. Year 100. Okay, so my flows create automated cloud flow. Uh, I think guys, there is some issue in my environment, in my uh, tenant basically. I need to use some other tenant to create this flow. Okay, so let's just see if I have any tenant available. Let's just see. Get started. So it will automatically create a connection. So it will show you that the connection has been created. You can change this connection as well. Okay. So for this flow, what we will do is we will store all the emails coming to my inbox to a SharePoint drive. So you guys must have worked on SharePoint. Sign in. Okay, so guys, this is my SharePoint page, and in this we have to create a site, or you can create a list. So click on plus sign and you can create a list, SharePoint list. You can select any other thing as well. If you want to create a site, in that site you want to save your details. So I'm selecting sales list because it's very easy and convenient. So blank list. So inbox. I'm putting the name as inbox for my list name. It will save to my list. Create. Okay. So its interface is like Microsoft Dataverse only. So you can select the columns. There is only one column created currently, title. You can add column and you can select the data type for this column, single line text, and let's select to save. Let's create more columns, single line, subject, or if you want to add more details, receive time. So my list has been created. In my list, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. Let's go back to our automation. Okay. So this is one step. So this will be the triggering statement that what will happen when a new mail arrives. You can select next step. So what you want to do. So this is the action that you want to perform. So in this, we will create an item. Create item, or we can get item. So you have different options available. So you can create item, you can get item, create event, create teams, you can do anything you want. So like he was asking Achala, you can do modification as well. Okay, so different options are available for you. Update a file, okay, modify a file, everything could be done by you. Update, if you search update, update a row, update a task, update a file, update my profile, update file, anything can be done by you. Okay, so first we need to get file from where we want to save item. So we want to share it in our SharePoint, select SharePoint, and it will again sign in. So now it will ask me for my site address. So since I don't know my site address, what I'll do is I'll just let's just try this one. Let's copy paste this in the flow, enter custom value. Okay, so I have provided my site address, and once I provide my site address, it should show me the lists that are available within that particular site of SharePoint. So let's select inbox. So this is the site I have created. Okay. So in inbox, if I want to add any statement here, any condition here, I can put here. Unique ID to be retrieved, limit columns by value, all these changes can be done by you. Okay, so you can provide details, you can select add dynamic content, hide values. Next step, what you will do is you will create item. Create item. So create item. So you will create item. Again, it will ask for your site name, command B. list name, again inbox, show advance, title. So all the columns that are available in my list would appear here. So we have title, we have to, we have subject. So everything is available. So in to, we have to provide dynamic content. So guys, make sure you put dynamic content only. You just don't put to here directly. So here you need to select to. So we have to select to from the mail only, from the sender. Subject, we have to select from here only. Subject. And third one is time, received time. If you want to add anything, if you want to put body as well, you can just add body, the body of your mail. I need to change it. So guys, I have to select get items instead of get item. Otherwise it will ask for my IDs. So get items instead of get item. Here I have to provide SharePoint list and box. So what my flow is doing, it is whenever a new mail arrives, it will get item from where it should be, it should get the data. So if I want to apply any filter here, okay, if I want to apply any kind of filter here in my query, like to or subject equals to, you can provide anything, Microsoft. So if you want to apply these kind of condition, then you will use get item. Otherwise, you can just directly create this item. Okay, so I have created this condition, but I don't want it. So if I want to add any step here, any condition here, if I want to add any condition here, any kind of condition, okay, so if title or sub to or subject equals to task or anything, then again it will create two conditions. So it's like a if else loop. If this is true, then it will trigger this information, otherwise it will trigger this information. So you can add action in this one. You can add more conditions here, like we have seen in the PO scenario. If the PO value is greater than 10,000, so you have different operators available. Title is equal to, contains, does not contain, greater than. So all kind of things are available for you. So since I don't need it, I'll just delete this one. I'll delete this one as well. So my flow has been created. So there are 3 steps created within my flow. This is my cloud flow, and I'll just save it. So guys, once you have saved the flow, your flow checker will check the details, and it will check if there is any warning or if there can be any issue that can be, that can create issues for you. That will be shown in this flow checker only. Updating action get items to use OData filter queries can improve performance. So it is again saying that I am using this condition, and if I add my filter here, OData filter query string is equal to anything. Then like I provide you that to, oh sorry, not from to, you have to select from here. Okay, if this equal to anything, so it will give you recommendations as well. Since I don't need it, so I'll just save it. Let's go back. Your flow is ready to go. Got it. Okay, so this is the page, home page for flow. Your flow, all the details would show here. Email arrives, name of the flow, status is on. If I want to turn it off, I can turn it off from the button on the top. I can just turn it on again. And the connections that are used within my flow. Connections, Office 365 and SharePoint. Okay, and it will show when this flow run history. So when this flow ran in last 24 hours, on last 24 days, 28 days basically. So all the details would show here. Okay. Also, if I want to test this flow, all I have to do is I have to go to edit and test. I can manually test, I can automatically test. So test. To see it work now, send an email in your email inbox. So let's just see after sending an email to our inbox. Sign in. Can go from here. So there is no email yet. So I can select any mail here. Let's just copy our own email address. Demo email arrival. Hi, this is demo email arrival. Okay, so my mail has been created. Let's see in our SharePoint if that mail is showing or not. So this is my list. Currently there is nothing. Let's just refresh it. Is our flow working? Okay. So we are testing this one. That's why it is not showing. Uh, My list. Okay. Okay guys, let's just wait couple of minutes it to refresh. It should not take some time, maybe some issue on the back end. But as long as we have this mail tried, okay. Let's just see. This flow is fine. Not sure. Okay guys, just wait couple of minutes for it to run. Meanwhile, let's continue with the topic. So there are different flows that you need to perform today. So these are the exercises that you need to complete. Learn to use Power Automate mobile app, receive text and email notification, copy files, create recurring flows, send an email with a tweet, create Teams flow, troubleshoot. Okay. So use the admin center to manage environments and data policies in Power Automate. So you can see the administering that how to turn on a flow, see when a flow has failed, review detailed run history report. Okay, view and run filter runs by notification type. All those things we have seen in this flow, that this flow status is on, created on this time, type automated. Okay, and plan. This is this flow runs on onwards plan, run date. Everything is written here. You can turn it on, you can turn it off, repair tips, flow check, export, all the things can be achieved from this page. Okay. Also, you can import and export flow, you can share flow, you can monitor flow. All things can be done by you. Okay. Let me show you how you can do it. So let's just try something else. Let's try importing flow from one environment from one account to another account. So let's just select our old flow. Okay. So I have my own flows here. Let's just select practice. Let's just export this one. Export package. I think there's some issue in Microsoft today. This is taking a lot of time in loading small things. Okay guys, something went wrong. Please ensure. There's some issue with my tenant here. That's why it is not letting me. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's try this one only. So I have this flow. I can just click here, export. Main arrive. I can just export it. Creating your package, don't navigate away. So this flow has been created, and if I create a new environment, and I can paste this flow within that particular environment or any other tenant or any other domain. So that's way you can, share, you can monitor flow. Monitoring can be done directly from here only. You can do analytics. When did your flow run? If there is any error, usage. Okay, there is no details yet because we have not tested that flow. Environments. An environment is a space where you can store, manage, and share your organization's business data, apps, and flow. So we have seen that how we can create environments in the beginning of this section. So you have to go to this admin portal, admin.power platform, and from here only you need to create environment. You have to select your database. You can create separate environments that correspond to specific teams or department in each environment. So guys, the need of this environment is that it stores all the information, all the apps, all the data sources, all the flows, all the conditions that you have created within your environment. So if you are developing an app, so you can create different environments in which you have different data set. So if you are testing your environment, you don't need a real-time data, or basically you don't need the real data from the organization's perspective, from the data policy perspective. So what you can do is you can create dummy data in that particular environment and you can start testing your application. But when you are in your production environment, you should have the data that is related to your business process only. So that's where this environment, creating different environments will help. So it will store, manage, and share your organization's business data, apps, and flow within a particular environment. It will create a database under this solution module. So let's just create one module, one environment. Let's see what are the things it will ask me. So there is already a lot of things available. Okay, I think we are in a wrong environment. Let's just select this one. Okay, so guys, you see it is now showing us the run history that our flow has been failed. We can check the details why it is failed. Flow check. There is no warning. There is no error. Okay, so these are the environments in which. Okay. So there is only one environment, the default environment. You can just create new, and you can name it demo. You can select region. You can select tile subscription based. Okay, so in this you won't get the option. So you have to select tile, select next, select currency, select save. Okay, so I don't have license, so you need a license to create an environment. Okay, so these are the steps required to create an environment, and you can create separate environment for different global branches of your company. So like I showed you, you can select the region based on the department. If you are working in a global organization which is managed by different countries, so it's ideal to select your region, because all the files, all the data points that are being used in that environment will be stored in the data center which is closer to this region. Okay, so there will be less latency. So if you are working in Sri Lanka and your data is hosted in US, so there will be some latency. So to avoid that, you should select the region in which you are working. So you should select the closest region that is available in this list. So all the files, all the data sources, all your business data, apps, and flow will be stored there, so that you will have less latency. Okay, so we have seen how we can export, how we can import flows in Power Automate. Distribute button, export and import flow. These are the exercises that you need to perform. Distribute button flows. Okay. Introduction to business process flow. So business process flow is a series of ordered work steps that a user completes within a business process. So like I told you earlier, it will help your users to navigate from one step to another, and it will, it is composed of a series of discrete stages that leads a user or a team member to follow a path to complete a process. Okay, so in my screen you can see there is this assessment process in which there is one step, and then there is this activate. So there are two steps involved in this particular application. Okay, so if you see here, you can see that we have this opportunity sales process in which we have first state qualified, then we have developed, then we have proposed, and the fourth one is closed. So these are the steps that will define where your application is, where your opportunity is, and what are the data points required to move from one step to another step. Okay, so you can switch at any time. You can define based on your requirement, based on your process flow. Okay, so basically business process flow can be configured to require users to enter information into these certain columns. Okay, so these columns are basically called data steps. So before completing any stage, and if you need it, you can also allow users to jumpstart. Okay, so if you have already have some form in which there is some information and you don't want your users to perform that particular step, so you can just fill that out in your form and it will automatically pop up in your business process flow. Okay, so you can see my screen. I showed you earlier as well how you can create business process flow. Let's just create one business process flow from the scratch, so that way you guys will be more you guys will be able to understand it more. Yes. So no database found yet. Database trying to. Okay. So since in this environment we don't have any database created yet, so that's why we won't be able to perform any action here. But we have this another environment with which we have different tables available. So let's try this out. Let's select any table. Okay, so on the top you can select automation, you can select process, you can select business process flow. New business process flow name, demo 100. Table, you need to select a table. Okay, so this is the knowledge, this is the business process flow studio in which you can develop your flow. So right now we have nothing here. We have just the name of the table, knowledge assessment. There is no data step. Data step basically the column that is required within your stages. So let's suppose I have this table. I have no data point selected. I can add more data steps here. I can just drag it here. Component data steps, and you can add more steps. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 data steps created for me. Okay, in data step 1, I can provide the field. Okay, so you need to provide the difficulty level. You can select the columns that are available for you. I can select title. Data field is title. I can make it required. I can make it not required. Let's just make it required. Apply. So my first title has been created. Now go to data step 2. In data step 2, I will need more details. Let's select difficulty. This is, let's make it not required, or you can make it required. Apply. Second one is completed. Third one, you can select any data type. Okay, you can select start date, and you can make it not required. You can add more data. You can select end date or total points. You can make it required. So this is my one condition. This is my first step in the business process flow. Okay, I can add more details. I can provide a category here, whether it's quality, develop, propose, anything. I can make it develop. Okay, entity is already selected. So this is one step created. Let's just add more steps, more stages within this app. So if I see on the component section, there are two things, components and property. In components, I can apply condition or I can apply a stage. So let's just add any condition. Okay, so when I select condition, it will ask the condition that is required in this flow. So I have selected these 4 steps: difficulty, title, difficulty, start date, and total points. So let's select in this condition, let's select field difficulty equals to value. Okay, or field, you can select field or you can select value. So if difficulty is beginner, apply. Okay, so I have added this step. If my condition is this, then it will move to this stage. Okay, and if it is not beginner, then it will move to this stage. So there is 2 stages in this difficulty type, and I make this stage known difficulty. 2 stages. And again, in these steps, I will add more data points. So there is this data step in which I want information. Okay, so in this you can add any other point, total point or total points, any other thing that you want to show, approval status, modified on, notify, owner. You can select, let's just select status, reason, days remaining. Okay, just select notify manager, that's it. For this one, we have selected notify manager, and for this one, we will select data point as just for status. I just created this status. You can just make it required, you can make it not required. So this is the next step. This is the first step in which we are gathering information. Then we have applied a condition, whether it's a difficulty or whether it's any other difficulty type. Okay, and then we have added more information. If you want to add more stages here, you can just add here. You can add more stages here, and in this as well, you can ask for more information. Create question. And in this one, you can ask, sorry, data set, date. I'm just selecting start data. So I have created this workflow. So in this workflow, first step, second stage, first stage, second stage, then third stage. I'll just save it. Let's see. Okay, I can activate this. There is one error. What is the error? Let's just see what is the error here. Okay, so let's just activate it. So my business process flow has been created. I can just validate it. Activate. Okay, so guys, this is how you can create business process flow, and you can embed this business process flow within your model driven app so that your users will navigate from one stage to another, and it will provide you better capturing of the details. So when to use business process flow, when to create automate business process with Dynamics 365 solution. Want a simple visual guide to help users complete a process. Want to use out of the box business process flow. Have a Dynamics 365 license and want to create automated business process flow with the Dataverse. Okay, so how it is different than Power Automate Flow? It will help you to improved outcomes, consistent stages and work steps across all instances of the process, improve data collection and reporting, decrease time to complete the process, predictable outcome. So basically it will basically create a process that will navigate all your users from one stage to another. So that will improve your outcome, that will cause less errors in the data, that will help more data, there will be no incomplete forms. So it will basically more helpful in terms of filling the details within your business process. When to use business process flow, when to use Power Automate. Want to create automated business process flow with CDS, simple visual guide, user, okay, want to use out of the box. So this is what we discussed. And automated flow is used when you want a trigger to cause an action. Okay, so when there is a mail arise, when a row modified, when there is any change, when you want an approval cycle within your application. So that way you can use Power Automate Cloudflow. Okay, so guys, there are two types of business process flows. One is embedded, which can be based on Dataverse, which can be based on model driven app that can be embedded in your model driven app. And second one is immersive. So for immersive, you don't need any kind of a database to create an immersive solution. So immersive will helpful when you want to just create a process to gather information from users. So it will help you to create a process without having any table or without any data in your application or within your Dataverse. Okay, so this is one way for creating. So once you go and let's just close it, done. So it is created. My demo workflow has been created. Processes, if I go in processes, demo 100, you can see it's there. You can turn it off, you can turn it on. Okay, so this is already created. All the details are here available for you. But if you want to create an immersive business flow, where you need to go is, you need to go in your flow account, and in this one, no database found. Okay. You have to go in business process flow, and here you have to select new, and in this you can just select immersive, and you have to select table. Here you need to select none, and it will show this non-immersive flow. Demo TL100. It will just create an immersive business flow. So once you create this immersive flow, it will be similar like the business process flow we created. All the details or the functionality would remain same, but the only difference is it does not require any database. So you can create database based on the on demand. Okay. So this has been, it will take some time again. So I'll show you one example if it let me do it. Okay. Let's see if it's working. Okay. So I have again this. Okay, this one is not the right one. So okay, so I have created this demo immersive flow in which we have 3 stages: customer details, second one card details, third one next stage in which we need some comments. So we start with name. Let's just put Khwaja. Just save it. Okay. In this, we have to provide customer detail, test, or you can provide occupation, trainer, you can provide address, India, city, you can provide Delhi. Okay, so now this next stage is coming. So it is navigating us from this page to next stage. So now this is created for car. I am selecting manufacturer. Let's select manufacturer. Let's select Honda, model 2000. Okay, comment is not mandatory. I'm just selecting next stage. Finish. That's it. Comment. Need to buy next month. Finish. So my process has been completed. That this is the customer, this is the comment. All the details are saved within our table that can be, linked to your Dataverse, and that in Dataverse you can use it for gathering information from users by creating this simple embedded immersive business process flow. You can share, you can assign, you can activate. All those things are similar like any business process flow. Okay, you can share it with people so that they can fill information, assign permission, you can select users available for you. Okay, so this is immersive business flow, guys. Any question in this one? Okay. So this is the business process flow in which you can create steps so that it will provide a better outcome from the users. Can be launched as a component of a model-driven app or a standalone application within Power Automate called an immersive business process flow as shown in the following image. So what we have created, it's a standalone business process flow which does not require any Power app, any model-driven app. All you have to do is you have to go in your in your Power Automate portal and select business process flows, and you can just play that. Create an immersive business flow. So once you guys start practicing the lab, you would be able to understand it better. So there is one more lab and view data. Introduction to Power Automate security and governance. So guys, as you are aware that for any organization, the environment or analyzing tools like Power BI. So we have this options available in Power Automation, Power Apps only, that can help you to secure your data, that will help you to govern all your data. So let's get started. So environments are a very important consideration when you are trying to help secure and govern Power Apps and Power Automate usage. So guys, like I told you, if you are doing development and you are doing you are creating some apps that contain some sensitive data, sensitive information of your clients or your stakeholders or your employees. So if you use that real data when developing that application, that is completely data loss. Okay, so to avoid this, what you can do is you should always use dummy data when you are developing app, when you are testing app. So the users who are developing those apps, or the people who are testing those apps would not be able to access the real data. So that way you can create environments that we discussed. So you can create different environments based on the geographical location, or you can select based on the departments. You can select based on the testing environment, production environment, or development environment. So that way you can secure your data by creating environments. Okay, and we can have this data loss prevention policies. So data loss prevention policies allows organization to construct rules that permit and prevent connectors from communicating with each other within the same flow. Okay, so guys, we can create data policies within our admin center. Okay, so in that you can restrict which data point is related to business and which connector is not related to business. So that way when you create a automate flow, it will not communicate with each other, and that way your data will be your data will be secured and safe. So let's just show you. Let me just, while it's loading, let me just show you. So if in this screen, you can see that we have this business data only, and we have this no business data allowed. Okay, so when you create an automated flow, okay, you won't be able to connect no business data connected to your business data connector. To avoid this, to get overcome this, to fix this issue, what you need to do is you need to move that connector back to the business data so that they will be in the same business data category. So in this example, you can see Power BI and Word Online can be connected in a same workflow, same Power Automation flow to do the approvals. In the bottom, Salesforce, Dropbox, and 10 to 8 can be connected in a same workflow, in a same Power Automate workflow, or in a flow to create a Dropbox flow. But the thing is, this SQL Server and Active, this cannot be connected because they are in different data category. So what you need to do is you need to either move this SQL Server to no business data, or you need to move this Active to business data only. So let's just see how you can achieve it. So in data, you have this different options available. In policies, you go to data policies and you can create new policy. So in new policy, you can select demo 100. Next, you need to go in admin. You guys must have your admin rights enabled, then only you can do it. Next, you can select business apps, you can select non-business app. So you can select the default nature as well. So currently non-business app is my default data type for the connector. So let me just select Excel, O365, SharePoint, Dynamics. Okay, so you can assign all these things and you can block anything. You cannot block this one. Let's just see if you can block this one. Move to business, or you can move it to in the top. You can see you can block this connector. So guys, it happens that some companies don't allow some connectors. So what you can do is you can just block those connectors. So if your company does not allow Azure container, so you can just block it. So that way, if your Power App makers, your flow makers won't be able to create any flow, any app using that particular connector. Okay, so let's just move these apps to business. So now I have two apps in my business. I have 792 connectors that are showing in my known business. So I'm selecting all these Microsoft in my business and rest of them in non-business. Select next. You can add connector pattern. Okay, that is not required. Next one, you can define the scope of your connector, that this policy that you are creating will be applied to your tenant. Tenant is basically the domain, that is LODSA, that the whole organization, or it will be applied to particular environments or to excluding some environments. So let's just select add multiple environments. Next. So this rule will be applied to my test environment or my KM practice or my Contoso environment. Okay. So this way I can add policy. By adding this policy, I can see that these environment has been added to this particular data policy. Now click on next. You can review demo 100, 6 business processes, 788 non-business processes, blocked 0, custom pattern 1, scope, multiple environments, and we have selected 2 environments. Create policy. So our policy has been created. Now the users will be work based on these policies only. Okay, guys, If you want to add it, you can just edit this. If you want to delete, you can just delete it, delete the policy. I've just deleted it. I can delete this one as well. So this way you can design your policies so that your organization data is secured. So when DLP author selects apply all environments, this setting also ensures that the new environment have this DLP policy applied. So if you have some connectors that are blocked in your organization, you can just select them and you can select environment or, and if there is any new environment created within your tenant, that policy will be automatically applied to that particular environment. Also, we have this this great feature available, this Power Platform Center of Excellence. So Center of Excellence kit. So it is basically a set of apps, flows, custom connectors, and a Power BI dashboard that will allow you and your organization to go on their Power Platform environment. So this tool is available for you in the GitHub. So you can download it from there and you can start practicing that. So this is a very great tool for organizations to increase the visibility of what the app makers, developers, automation users doing in your tenant. So this tool immediately apply to two segments basically. One is your cybersecurity analyst and the second one is your organizational change management. So that makes the building of application and services that introduce risk to the organization should be monitored, but makers who are creating automating workloads within your sanction system and services should be empowered and encouraged to expend their efforts, all their hard work they are doing within your environment. So this kit basically comes with different applications. Okay, so you have Power BI included, you have apps included, so you can analyze all the data that is available for you. But again, this platform center of excellence requires some additional licensing. So you should always have a premium licensing, Power App premium licensing for accessing Dataverse. Okay, and you should have Power BI desktop installed for you to create reports. And we have this application available, DLP editor, which can be seen in my app, in my screen. So it will help in administration of your existing DLP policies, and it will help you to evaluate the impact of moving a connector or blocking a connector from one data group to another. So if there is any change in data group and what are the impacts that are going to happen within the environment, within the apps that are using those connectors. So it will highlight the affected app list that are that will be impacted when you are deleting any connector or you are moving any connector from one business list to non-business list. So it's a great feature. It will send email through to the app makers that we are going to make this change and this connector is going to be deprecated and it will not be used within our organizations. So those kind of stuff can be implemented using this Power Platform Center of Excellence starter kit. Okay, so it can you can create dashboard, you can analyze data, how your data is stored. So you can see there are 63884 environment, 399 environments created, 30 days environments creators 2497. All kind of information, all the Dataverse tables, all the tabs that that will help you to provide a report that will be very helpful for administering and governing the in all your environment or your tenant. Any question, guys? Okay. So application can be done by owner of the application. So you can send this mails like you own an app that currently shared broadly and missing compliance details, which means it needs to be audited by an administrator per our support policy. Please complete the business justification detail in the developer compliance center app to document the intended use. So these kind of mail can be, sent to the app makers that this app is not compliant. You need to provide the business justification, all, and we need to audit this. You can figure it out what are the problems. And detecting when a maker has created the first step of flow and sending them some useful information to accelerate their journey will immediately imply that these tools are the ones that they are permitted to use. So once you have created any application, they can help you to use certain tools that will give them a kickstart for developing their application. So you can send a mail directly from your center, new app owner center, that you can use. These are permitted connectors. These are permitted tools that can be leveraged for optimizing the performance of the app, or that can help the uh, user interface, user experience, that can be enhanced by using those tools. So these kind of stuff can be done using this Center of Excellence Starter Kit. And you can build your workflow directly from your Power Automate Dataverse as well. Okay, so yesterday we have seen how we can create apps from the Teams app. Let's just see if it's allowing me today to create any app. Okay, there is some issue again. Let's just try another app. Sorry. Okay, Teams is not available in browser now. I have to use that. Seems like some issue in Teams app. Yes, not sure what is happening today. Okay. Let me just try some stuff. Okay guys, I believe there is some issue, but let me just show you from this screen only. And you can test, there's a lab you can test in which you can, uh, build your workflows directly from the Power Apps only. All you have to do is you have to go in your Power Apps, and in Power Apps you will get this option to create a business process flow, or basically a cloud flow. And after selecting that cloud flow, you will be able to uh, develop a flow similarly that we have built in this flow. So once you click on that, it will open this page only within the demo app only, and you can build your flow directly from here, from the Teams application. Okay, any question guys? You can try it on your tenant. There's some issue in from my side, from the Microsoft side for this Teams application. It's not working in any of the browser. But you can test it from your screen. It's not even working in my machine, in my virtual machine. So there is some outage, global outage for this team application for on Microsoft domain, but you can test from your side as well. Anyway, but this is the end of this module. Do you guys have any question regarding any module? So in this module, we have covered topics like Power Automate, what is Power Automate, how we can create Power Automate flows to automate our repetitive tasks, the unproductive tasks, and how you can manage your environment, how you can create data policies to administer and govern your data. And we have discussed about business process flow, in which we have uh, we have designed a flow in which we have designed a process in which your users will be able to navigate from one stage to another, that will help you an improved output based on the users, and uh, it will also help you to create a process flow that will help your users to follow a particular path. They will not navigate here and there. They will just, all the users will follow the same path, and there will be a dedicated output out of it. And also we have seen this immersive business flow, in which is a standalone business process flow which does not require data words to be which can be created separately, and that can be triggered directly from the Power Automate. And we have seen this starter kit, Power Automate starter kit, which will center of excellence starter kit, that will help you to govern your data, that will help you to uh, discover the errors that can occur, that will trigger mails to the users if there is any change within your organization. So this is it guys. Any question in this module? Okay, so let's take a 30-minute break, and we will continue at 5:10. Okay, thank you. Let 30-minute break guys.